to you, and you're welcome to the extra special Friday edition of Dominion Sport right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. And trust me, at this wonderful morning, I'll be taking you into the journey into the world of sport from the local front, the NPFL fixtures to look forward to this weekend. Also, the Premier League is back in action. We'll be talking about that. The camp of the Super Falcons currently is in shambles. We'll be talking about that also, and more stories making the round in the world of sport this wonderful morning. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio. I have Sanuruddin Alimi joining me to talk sport right here on the go. Sanuruddin, top of the morning to you. Yesterday, we talked about the Super Falcons, and we didn't know that there was more to the story that we got later in the evening of the show. But let me inform you that also we got the update from the world of tennis, more stories coming from the world of the Premier League, and also more updates in the MPFL. What should we expect this wonderful morning from you?
Good morning, Toluwanimi. Good morning, viewers. It's nice to be back again. It's extra special, and we have everything loaded for you. It's what precedes the action of the weekend, and trust me, this weekend, the footballing world is serving you from Friday right up until Monday, and then during the week, you still have the Champions League second leg to look forward to. So for this weekend, we have the MPFL on our plate. The EPL is back. There's a big decider in England. In tennis, the Monte Carlo Masters is moving to the end. It's a week-long Masters event, 1,000, and we'll talk about all what went down yesterday, who streak caught, who continues his hot run on form. On the WTA front, there's talks about that, and we have small gist from the Formula One scene. Yes, we don't have the Grand Prix this weekend. Still in the fortnight, but we still have stories running around in the world of sports. So it's nice to be back again, and let's dissect what we have for them. All
right, beautiful. Let's get straight into action. Match day 34 of the MPFL season, where Bendel Insurance are going to welcome Abia Warriors at 4 p.m. is the kickoff time. On Saturday, we have big games to look forward to. Also, we have Eyimba against Katsina United. We have Shooting Stars against Kwara United. We have Niger Tornadoes against Rangers International. We have Barao against Remo Stars. We have Bayelsa United against Wiki Tourist. We have Kun Khalifat against Wadi Wolves. Rivers United are going to welcome Plateau United. We have El Kanemi Warriors against Nasarawa United, and we have Ikorodu City playing to Kano Pillars. We have big games to look forward to this weekend, but let's start off with the game against Bendel Insurance and Abia Warriors. Right now, remember, Abia Warriors are also looking like if they can get this victory, they will slot themselves in to contend for the title to the very end of the season. But going away from home to Bendel Insurance, for you, how do you see this game pan out for both managers and also the team?
It's going to be a very exciting game. Abia Warriors put themselves in the conversations to be title contenders last week, getting that win at home on Monday. And this weekend, they are playing against Bendel Insurance, who won't be having their fans at the stadium because of the fan trouble that elicited from the game between them and Plateau United in a fortnight ago. So it's going to be a dicey one. There are no fans, but we still expect a strong Bendel Insurance side. And I feel it's going to end probably in a draw. But it's going to be an exciting one to look forward to this weekend.
All right, it's going to be an exciting one to look forward to this weekend. We have Eyimba take on Katsina United. Eyimba is going to take on Katsina United. You look at, Katsina United are sitting 9th on the log of the table, and Eyimba, who are 15 on the log of the table, are looking to escape relegation. But Eyimba are going to play on their own turf to Katsina United. For you, a victory for Eyimba, and if they're to get this victory, how do you see them, set up the squad to get this victory?
Eyimba got a draw in their last fixture in the last weekend. I think it was on Friday they played, and that was a good one for them. And they're going back home now. This is the time they need to put in as maximum effort as possible, because this is the first of 5 games to go to the end of the season. They are still battling relegation at this point, and Katsina United look like they are safe. So this is a game I think there will be a little bit of compromise and all, and you don't expect much concentration, much intensity from Katsina, because yes, they look like they are safe on the table, but they can't slip up to. For Eyimba, this is the run, this is the tail end of the season. They need to get things right. We've been hammering on that earlier on since the blip in form step for them, and they joined the relegation battle. So this game, I think Eyimba will get maximum points, and they need to just make the chances they create as soon as possible in the game and kill it off.
All right, beautiful. The Lakers Salami Stadium is going to host, Kwara United. Kwara United are looking, to move away from relegation. 18 points.
They are one of my contenders. They're one of my contenders for relegation.
Because compared to the Lakers Salami Stadium,
they are unbeaten in 10 in Lakers Salami Stadium. They are in exciting form right now. They played very well against Remo Stars in the Southwest Derby last weekend, but that wasn't enough to get them at least a point from the game. Now they look like they are also in contention to get the title if they get to win in this game and results go their way in other venues this weekend. But so it's going to be an exciting one. Shooting Stars, like we mentioned, are very formidable at home. I see them getting the maximum points here because Kwara United are not that side to back when they're going away from, and with all the struggles they've had this season, I don't think they'll be able to cope with the intensity Shooting Stars will display on Saturday or on Sunday in the Lakers Salami Stadium.
All right. So if you're going, for this game, for you, what would you be looking forward to, for the players to set up and also get the goal for Coach Nunawero?
For Nunawero, I think he's going to go with his preferred 4-1-2-3 formation.
Yeah.
He likes to play forward the defense. Last weekend they were without their midfield maestro Ayobami Jr., who has the most assists this season in the MPFL 11, ahead of 7 from Plateau United player. So those are key players for them this weekend. Kwara United to a very physical side. So this is one battle you look forward to, and the midfield is going to be very key. You need to control the tempo of the game. Don't allow stray passes and don't give your opponents momentum. And they have to be first to the second balls because it's very important, because a lot of area balls would show face in the game on Sunday. So the midfield is very important, control the tempo, and the likes of Sadiq Ibrahim, who favors scoring at home. In the last 3 or 4 fixtures at Lakers Salami Stadium, he has bagged the goal for Shooting Stars. So I think he's going to be on the score sheet. If he's not on the score sheet, he's going to be an important player for that day. Ismail is there. Lucky Emmanuel is also a part of players to look forward to. So it's just exciting for Shooting Stars right now when they play at Lakers Salami Stadium. Can they replicate the form of recent times at home? I think I back them to do that, but it's going to be an exciting fixture. Kwara United will not be coming as mighty underdogs because they also need to get out of the relegation, which I don't think they would. They would, but Lakers Salami Stadium on Sunday is going to be an aplomb.
Okay, beautiful one to look forward to right there at the Lakers Salami Stadium between Shooting Stars and Kwara United. All right, let's take more updates, and this is Niger Tornadoes welcoming Rangers International. For you, the away from home this season has not been too good, and also for Rangers International, I think they are still one of the teams who are stayed consistent going away from home. For you, do you see them picking up a victory or maybe a point away from home to Niger Tornadoes?
Disappointing time last out for Rangers International in front of their fans against Barao, but I think they want to right their wrongs and at least get a point, because like you mentioned, bar the game against Shooting Stars and one other or 2-3 fixtures this season, Rangers have been consistent a bit on the road, and that has seen them neck on neck with Rivers United at the top of the table. So I think Niger Tornadoes will be very strong at home as well. They will show their fight and strength against Rangers International, but I think the game is going to end in a draw, and Rangers International will thank their stars if they are able to get something for themselves, because Rivers are playing at home this weekend. We know how it is. Rivers would want to get maximum points and pull away from the Rangers International side, who are neck on neck on 55 and 55 points each at the moment. Just good difference separating both sides. So it's going to be an exciting one, and I expect Fidelis Lechuku and his boys to do themselves a whole lot of good by marking a point at least on Sunday. On
Sunday. Now, for you, I'm just looking at the table right now. Niger Tornadoes, if they are to get this victory, it's going to take them out, maybe of the shout for the relegation. But a loss would bring them down because they're on 42 points. Kano Pillars on 42, Enyimba on 40. Bayelsa on 40. So it's still a fight to finish.
It's very tight. That's to show you how difficult it is to play in the MPFL. Yeah. The first on the log has 55 points, and you can see someone as low as 16, 15, but having 40 points. That's just 15 points adrift. If there are still loads of games, you can still say the league is still open to anybody. And there will still be different chop and changes on the table. So for Niger Tornadoes, it's going to be a tough test for them. They are looking at their back. Yes, they have 2 points ahead of the relegation zone, but this is the game you are playing at home. And you know results are going on elsewhere as well that might favor or mar your chances of staying in the league. So you can't sleep on it. So that's what I'm saying. For Rangers International, they can at least get a draw, which would be a favorable result for them away from home, judging by what they've done for themselves all season. But for Niger Tornadoes, it's a must-win game for them, and I hope they get the victory, because I want teams like Remo Stars, Kwara United, Cancun Califat to have the relegation confirmed as soon as possible to avoid any other doubts.
Amazing. I'm wondering why you were really.
I know you didn't pick up on that.
I did pick it up. I just wanted to avoid you saying Remo Stars. It's fine. We're going to talk about that at the end of the season. Rivers United are going to play Plateau United, who are on good form this season. The last 5 games has been 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. For Rivers United, 4 losses and 1 win. So it's difficult time right now for Rivers United, but they're playing on their own turf with their own fans. Do you see them beating a good side that has been managed by the Oracle, Gbenga Ogunbote, going away from home to play Rivers United?
The resurgence of Gbenga Ogunbote and Plateau United this season is something to be studied, and that's to show you why you have to put the right men at the of affairs if you want to
Yeah.
turn things around for yourself. They click that as soon as possible, the Plateau United board. This thing is not going our way. Yes, we have exciting players that can get the maximum points that can compete on the big stage for us on the league. And they just had to partner with their former manager and bring in someone who knows his onions. He did it well with Shooting Stars. He almost took them to the continent twice in the last 2 seasons, but they parted ways with him. But now he's back in the MPFL, showing what he can do. He got the draw 2 weeks ago against Bendel Insurance that led to fan and trouble in the stadium for Bendel Insurance. Last weekend, they got the victory 4-1 against Ikorodu City. Perfect performance, perfect victory for his team, even though they couldn't get the clean sheet, but it was still a perfect performance. So they're going to be very difficult for Plateau United, for Rivers United to dismantle. But I feel Rivers United, if they've shown what they want to do all season like they've done, they want to win the MPFL. They were runners-up last season. If they can show the grit and stuff of champions, I think they should be able to get this one over the line. It's going to be a very difficult one because, like you mentioned, last 5 games for Plateau United, 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. And those draws are hard-fought draws. They had to come back from goals down to get 1 point away from home. In case in study, Bendel Insurance, they were down up until the 92nd minute before they got the 2-2 equalizer. And last weekend, like I mentioned, coming from that 4-1 victory, you'll be full of confidence. Their players are hitting the net, they are creating the chances, they are getting things well for themselves on the pitch, and it's something to look forward to. And Rivers United will do themselves a whole lot of good by getting this point and pulling away from Rangers International and the chasing pack in Ikorodu City, Nasarawa United, and Abia Warriors. So it's just exciting times. And you asked me who's going to win.
Who's going to win?
I feel Rivers United should get this one. Slim margin, but it's going to be a very tough game.
Tough game. Okay, I will be looking forward to that. Rivers United are going to welcome Plateau United right there. The MPFL games to look forward to. One more game. Let's look at Ikorodu City against Kano Pillars. Kano Pillars are coming to Lagos to play Ikorodu City. Remember, the last game Ikorodu City played was a loss, and they need this victory to put them back in order if they're to fight maybe for the title or maybe have a continental ticket to their name. For you, how do you think they're going to set up their side to pick up a victory for Kano Pillars, who are also fighting out of relegation?
Ikorodu City at home this season, they've been awesome. Yes, they got 1 or 2 victories. They were able to get 1 or 2 points away from home, yes. But on the home front, I think this weekend, they will be too much for Kano Pillars. Yes, Kano Pillars are in a good run of form right now. They got 3 goals, or statement win over the weekend in Kano, and are now coming back to the Southwest in their foray to escape relegation. Despite the loss for Ikorodu City, the heavy loss on Monday, they still remain third on the table, and they still have themselves in good stead in the challenge for either the continental ticket or getting the title at the end of the season because of points dropped by Rangers International and Rivers United in the last weekend. So this win is going to be very important. If we get the maximum win, that takes them to 56 points, and that takes them to the summit of the MPFL before results from Rangers and Rivers United will decide where they will end themselves. They'll find themselves at the end of the weekend in the MPFL. So it's exciting times, and for them, they will still stick to their 4-2-3-1 formation. Their striker Arumala, very important, one of the ones contending for the coveted Golden Boot this season in the MPFL. So it's going to be exciting to see what they want to do at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena in Lagos. So it's exciting, and I know Kano Pillars will bring the grit, they'll bring the experience, they'll bring the challenge that you want from a team that's looking to beat the relegation battle and perennial players in the MPFL. So the experience and the versatility of Ikorodu City is going to make one for a very good watch on Sunday.
Okay, beautiful. That's going to be a good watch on Sunday for you to look forward to. Ikorodu City playing to Kano Pillars. So we have some mouth-watering games to look forward to. So make sure
loads of them.
Lots of them. So make sure you get.
You know how difficult it is when Shooting Stars and Kwara United. The last game ended 1-0 in favor of Shooting Stars, and it was a battle up until the end at Lekon Salami Stadium. And I think Shooting Stars picked up a draw when they went to Ilorin this season. So we are going to look forward to that. Are they going to get 4 points on them, or Kwara United will do a shocker and pull up what teams are not able to do in 10 games against Nuri Damiru and his boys? For Ikorodu City and Kwara and Kano Pillars, exciting fixture. One is looking to beat the relegation fight. One is looking to get to the top of the table. Exciting one. Rivers United will be looking to pull away from Rangers International by getting maximum points against a very strong Plateau United side who are coming up from a 4-1 confident victory against Ikorodu City. So it's all exciting everywhere in the league, and we're looking forward to what's going to happen in the MPFL.
All right, it's the match day 34 fixtures for you to look forward to. Why not just drop that in the comment section, and you can be part of the winners this weekend. All right, let's move away from that. Let's talk more sport updates still on the local front this wonderful morning, and this is coming through from one of the media officials of Stormers FC. Now, let me inform you that it was an horrific experience during our FA Cup clash with NNL side Stormers SC at the MK Abiola Stadium. Throughout the match, several provocative incidents occurred, but one stood out particularly shocking. Now, there you can see that on the screen. At a crucial moment, the referee issued a second yellow card to Stormers SC players and corrected it, followed up with a red card. However, after intense pressure and discussions from Stormers SC officials on touchline, the referee, overturned the decision despite having confirmed it twice before the issued red card. Now, let me inform you that other disturbing incident unfolded in the closing minute of the game when Stormers SC coach, aggressively confronted his assistant referee and went as far as slapping him. This was shown after the red card. Then you can see the video. The match eventually ended 3-2 in favor of Stormers SC, but followed after the final whistle was even alarming. Now, this is the situation after the game, Sanuruddin, and it's worry times for Nigerian football. We cannot be having this. Now, this person speaking to us right here, reading this comment is one of the media officials of, this team, and he said that most of these players are even 17 years of age. It's called bullying. You look at the pictures, you look at the video, several things happened. You look at the owner, the general manager, Mr. Lincoln Kelani, slapping the media officials. This should not be happening. And they are calling, they're right now calling on the Ogun State FA, the NFF, and all passionate supporters of the game to speak and take decisive action. This injustice must not be allowed to slide.
It's alarming, it's disturbing, and all manners of ill to perpetrate evil or perpetrate violence during or after a football match. We've said this times over and over again. A football pitch is not a boxing ring or an octagon where you show your martial arts skills. That is, if decisions don't go your way, you follow through the right channels to lodge your complaints. There are match officials, there are assistant referees, there are loads of channels you can channel your proper redress to seek injunction against or for yourself. Why would you attack a match official because he issued a red card? Yes, the decision might be wrong. There are times the officials get it wrong, but there are still a proper channel or proper way to lodge complaints and how to settle disputes. That is why there are laws guiding this game. You are not expected to take laws into your hand in any sight and scenes from the end of this football match. It's not what we want to see, and this is going to progress and elicit into something else in the future, because things like this don't just end on the pitch.
This is the general manager fighting, the media official. And come on, it's not, just like you said, it's not something one say. We need actions immediately. Once the evidence shown already, we need actions immediately. We should not be having this. It doesn't progress the league. That's the problem.
That's one problem I have. Enforcement of law is very weak on this side of the world. That's why impunity reigns. When there is right punishment or right bans or punishment for any offense, who is the one that's going to enforce those laws? Nobody. Yes, or when the fine or punishment comes, it's going to be in Niagara sums that these teams or these general managers can easily afford. It's not going to serve as a detriment. Yesterday, I was speaking with one of my friends. He said he assaulted an estate security in an estate, and next thing, the ESCOs came out and blocked his movement in there. And he had to pay a huge sum of money to get himself out of that situation, even though the utterances from the security operative was what elicited that reaction from him. But because he hit the operative first, he paid a very huge amount of money. He said times past in that residential area, a lot of people will look at the fine and say, okay, it's just 10,000, it's just 5,000. I will easily commit the crime and pay the fine and move on. So, but when there are stricter sanctions, when this thing happens and immediately they've been knocked out of the competition because of this and they are fined heavily, maybe huge sum of money, that when they pay such amount of money, it's going to affect their finances. How much are they making? But if you make it very difficult for you, and a player or an official who wants to assault the referee, or a fan that wants to come to the stadium will remember and say, how much have we earned? How much are we going to earn? That's going to make me go against the rules or do what I'm supposed to do. So we need stricter sanctions. We need proper security in our venues, because those are one of the problems as well. If we have proper or enough security operatives that can secure the officials and all, and get everybody safe and sound, and come out when troubles arise, I think we'll be able to do that and move forward in the league. But it's disturbing, and we hope to get to the root of this as soon as possible, and the proper sanctions be handed out to those who perpetrated the issues in the game.
All right, that's the update, and we hope that we have strict sanctions taking place, for such situation. Let's move away from that quickly because of our time. Falcons lament poor preparations as rivals play friendlies. Super Falcons captain Rasheedat Ajibade and goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie have voiced frustration over the team's lack of preparation as the squad risks missing another international window to play friendlies ahead of this year's WAFCON tournament. Now, the latest FIFA international break for women's football began on Tuesday, April the 7th, and will last Saturday, April 18th, allowing teams to play at least 3 friendly matches. However, the Nigerian Football Federation has yet to announce any fixtures, though unconfirmed reports suggest that that initial arrangement with Togo and Cape Verde fell through. And let me inform you that reports indicate that Togo pulled out of a planned double-header friendly, while Cape Verde did the same. There was also no official call-up for players for the supposed friendlies, leaving Ajibade and Nnadozie disappointed, especially since the 2026 WAFCON doubles as for the qualifiers. For 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil, we are just preparing for the Women's African Cup of Nations. We are also fighting for the World Cup qualification. So why are we not preparing with the seriousness and intensity this demands? I beg, waiting be all of this. What is all this for? For how long? Ajibade, lamented. Nnadozie also, centered an announcement of the Super Eagles Unity campaign, Cup in the UK in May. She questioned why the men's team had arranged warm-up matches by May, while the Super Falcons remain without an engagement. If you can have, more of the comments, you can see, you look at Ajibade's text, and also you look at Chiamaka Nnadozie. There you have it on the screen. It's just worry times right now. We are wondering what exactly is going on with the Super Falcons of Nigeria.
Before you got to the part where you said there was no even official call-up coming up to this game.
Yeah.
It's sad, because when the AFCON was postponed, one of the things we clamored for was, I was one of those that said, we needed more games. This is a chance for the team to prepare better, since this is serving of their own success. Because in times past, they've not had enough preparation, but yet they are the record holders of this competition.
So maybe that has given the NFF the leverage to say, come on now, without preparation, you still go out to win.
So I think that's what they are suffering from, but it's not right.
It's not right.
Things are not supposed to be done that way.
The
Super Eagles don't have anything, don't have any official competition up until I think later in the year or next year, and they have friendlies for the next international window
confirmed already. So I wonder what's going on.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Even they played Cameroon the last international window, which we thought was going to be the final test going into the WAFCON, but that was postponed. Why were not contingencies, or why were not plans made to immediately fill up this international window for the women and bring them together? Even if they won't play high-profile matches, you can organize in-house friendlies for them, bring the team together, let them have the chemistry. This is a team who will all sit behind our screens and clap for and ensure and think they should get the victory or get the World Cup ticket just like that. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. Every other team that are going to be playing in that competition have started preparing now, and that's why you see the gap between the Super Falcons and the rest of the women's national team is closing up. These other teams are having preparations well ahead of their competitions. They know what they want to do. They know their next opponent. They know what they have to do. They know the players that are available. But for the Super Falcons, when it's just 2 or 3 weeks to the competition, you just pick 1 or 2 players that have been with the team and add 1 or 2 things and just go to the competition. So I think maybe if the girls this time around perform woefully, which I don't want to, but maybe if they don't perform as well as would expect them, maybe the NFF would wake up and say, let's do things the right way next time around.
All right. We are also having an update from FIFA referees. It's just two England referees that we're going to have the World Cup.
I'm not shocked. There were 62
and
referees.
also, the referee for the final against Senegal and Morocco was also dropped.
Yeah, it's just changing of winners and all of that. So 62 referees at the World Cup, nice one from FIFA, 2 from England, just as expected. They are very woeful in their decision making, and I think this is the biggest game in the world. This is the showpiece tournament of the world. We need all hands on deck, and we need the right hands to manage the game to avoid any issues that will elicit from the games.
All right, let's move away from that. Let's talk about the Premier League quickly. The Premier League is upon us, and we have fixtures to look forward to this weekend. And trust me, I'm super excited because the game is going to start on Friday. West Ham against Wolves, Arsenal against Bournemouth. We have Brentford against Everton, Burnley against Brighton, Liverpool against Fulham. We have Crystal Palace against Newcastle, Nottingham Forest against Aston Villa on Sunday, Sunderland against Spurs, Chelsea against Manchester City, Manchester United against Leeds United. Let's start off with Arsenal Bournemouth for you. Victory for Arsenal, or maybe Bournemouth has something else in stock for the Gunners.
Bournemouth might have something in stock for us. They are unbeaten in about 7 games now. That's Bournemouth. Yes, they don't get the win, but they have about 4 draws. They drew with Manchester United, they drew with Tottenham, they drew with a host of teams. And earlier in the season, they dropped point from the High Flyers, they dropped point from Chelsea, dropped from Manchester City, dropped from Manchester United.
Yeah.
So Bournemouth are a tough side, and you can't just
Write them off.
For Arsenal, it's going to be a very difficult one. They played during the week, and I have one eye on the second leg of the Champions League. So Arteta has a load on his hand right now, but he can't slip up. This is the running. This is where you want to ascertain that we want to win the league. We want to show what we are made of, what champions are made of, and it's going to be a difficult one. I expect Arsenal to win. I expect them to win the game because of the little bit of tactical excellence from Arteta and his boys. Maybe they can change something, and maybe set piece is going to go their way again, but I feel Arsenal have the quality in their stock to get the maximum point. But if Bournemouth has something for me, I definitely take it.
All right. Also, let's talk about Liverpool Fulham. There's a situation around Liverpool camp, and the Robertson is going to say his final goodbye at the end of the season. For you, Liverpool in shambles, Paris Saint-Germain lost, coming to play Fulham at Anfield. Do you think this victory will still maybe cement a place for Ancelotti, or maybe if they get a loss, I think it's over for Ancelotti?
I think it's over for Ancelotti, even
regardless of this victory.
Regardless of this victory, because I think there are lots of questionable calls and questionable decisions he's made. Salah is leaving. Robertson confirmed yesterday after 9 years at the club. He's won it all there. I don't think anything else. He's supposed to have left this season before, but I think they couldn't find his replacement, so they were able to hold him off up until the end of one season. Now he's taking a very reverse role in the team. Kerkez has been preferred to him in his favored left back position, so it's going. But for Ancelotti, he has to find something going for himself.
Okay.
Like yesterday, we dissected their performance against PSG. They had 0 goals, or 0 shot on target. They've not seemed to manage any good performance away from him. But this is Anfield. Let's see what they can do. Is Salah going to play? Because that's an important player for them. Even if he's not scoring the goals as he used to do in his previous years, he has what it takes in him to affect the game. So that's going to be one to look forward to. Ekitike as well. Those are players for Liverpool to look forward to. So it's going to be exciting. Fulham to a very strong side. It will be Wilson. There are players that can disrupt your momentum on a good day, and that's what we want to look forward to. That's what we want to see. That's what the Premier League looks for, and that's what neutral fans want to see from the game.
All right, Chelsea against Manchester for you, Super Sunday games. Chelsea, Manchester City. This win for Chelsea would end finally the run for Manchester City, or do you think a win for Manchester City, still put them at the top, ahead of the fight to the final end of the game?
I think it's going to be a draw. Both sides need to win. Chelsea are looking at the top 5 position, and because it's confirmed that 5 teams from Premier League will go, they are just 1 point behind Liverpool, who occupy the 5th position at the moment. So it's a dicey one, but it's going to be difficult. And Chelsea have had question marks about their performances and output of their new coach, Liam Roseno, over the past couple of weeks. But they put Coventry to the sword last weekend in the FA Cup, 7-0. Can they muster up momentum and do damage against Manchester City? It's going to be exciting to see. But Manchester City have an eye on the cup, on the Premier League. They've gotten one already. They're in the semi-final of the FA Cup, and it's looking like they can do the domestic treble. So it's going to be exciting, but I think it's going to end in a draw. City will bring the grit. Haaland got back to win to scoring goals against Liverpool on the weekend. He scored a hat-trick. Can he replicate that from Semenyo? Is exciting. it's going to be different matchups on different parts of the pitch on Sunday, and it's one to look forward to.
All right, that's one to look forward to. Also on Monday, Manchester United against Leeds United. Those are the games for the running match day 32 to look forward to. All right, let's move away from that and let's talk about the world of tennis quickly as we wrap up the show.
In tennis yesterday, Carlos Alcaraz took him over 2 hours to defeat his opponent and move on to the next round of the Monte Carlo Masters. Yannick Sinner also took him 2 hours and about 2 minutes to get over his opponent as well. At the end of the day, they are now in the quarterfinal stages of the competition. Alcaraz continued his excellent form on clay, 15 matches unbeaten now. For Sinner, he lost the streak in Masters series of winning 32 sets in a row, but he eventually got to the end of the line and he got the victory for himself. And in the upper lanes, in the women's final, the defending champion, she was knocked out yesterday by her opponents, and that was a sad one to see for her because she was favored to win by a lot of people. Then now Stapenko, she's going to play Rose this afternoon in Australia, and Driver is going to play Sister. Potapova is going to play against Taga. Taga is the young girl on the block right now, and she's the home favorite. She got the wild card to play on clay in the competition, and this is our first quarterfinal, and we are going to see loads and loads of more from her. And on the home front, on the men's front in the Monte Carlo Masters, Alexander Zverev is going to play against João Fonseca of Brazil later today. Augustin Hausen, who got his opponent retired in the match due to injury, Musetti, so he got a pass to the next round. He's going to play Yannick Sinner. Carlos Alcaraz is going to play Bublik, and Valcherot, the first man from Monaco to be in the quarterfinals of the Monte Carlo Masters, is going to play Alex de Minaur of Australia.
On television, leaving you with this story, Mohamed Kudus has suffered a setback in his return from injury. That is sad one for Tottenham Hotspur and also the new coach, Roberto De Zerbi of Tottenham. We'll be looking forward to those games this weekend. Loads of action to look forward to. You know, we have given you updates from the world of tennis to football. More and more updates still to come for you right here on Monday.
We're able to talk about LeBron James, who led his team to victory against Golden State Warriors yesterday, and Houston Rockets as well. They continue their fine form, 8 wins on the bounce now. Kevin Durant led the way with 26 points, and that was what happened in the night in the NBA. In the Formula One Grand Prix, more troubles for Red Bull. The engineer for Max Verstappen, I said he's going to leave the team by the end of 2028 season, and it's just worrying times for them right now. Yes, the next Grand Prix is about 2 or 3 weeks away, but we'll still give you all the juice and all that comes with it by Monday. God's willing.
All right, they say the weekends are for action. Definitely Monday would be for reaction. So make sure you are connected to us right here on Dominion Television. Make sure you drop your comment, make sure you like, and make sure you share. I am Paul Abetoluwanimi, and this is why I sign out of the show. Stay safe, stay blessed, and enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.